There are moments in life when fear surrounds us, when the world feels dangerous, unpredictable, when sickness spreads, when the nights are long, when we don't feel safe. Psalm 91 is not just a prayer, it's a shelter, a promise, a reminder that no matter what happens around us, we have a refuge that never fails. Let's walk through this powerful passage, verse by verse, and discover how to live in the protection of the Almighty. Verse 1. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This verse is an invitation. It doesn't say, whoever visits occasionally. It says, whoever dwells, whoever lives, abides, stays. To dwell in God's shelter means to make His presence your home. Not just a place you run to in crisis, but the place where you remain. And what happens when you dwell? You rest. You're no longer striving, worrying, fearing. You rest in His shadow, protected, hidden, held. Verse 2, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Now it becomes personal. I will say, this is faith declared aloud. In times of danger, David didn't just think about God, he spoke about Him. He said, "You are my refuge, my fortress, my God." A refuge protects from storms. A fortress defends against enemies. When we declare who God is, our faith rises above our fear. Verse 3. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. The fowler's snare represents traps, invisible dangers we don't see coming. But God does. Pestilence represents disease, things we can't control, but God can. This verse reminds us that God is not just a comfort. He's a rescuer. He delivers from what is hidden and what is terrifying. Verse 4. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. This is one of the most tender images in the Bible. Like a mother bird pulling her young close beneath her wings, God pulls you near to protect you. Not with walls, but with His own presence. And then it says, His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. God's faithfulness, not your strength, not your efforts. That's what will defend you. Verse 5. You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day. The night represents what's hidden. The arrow represents sudden attacks and unexpected situations. God's protection isn't limited to daylight hours. He watches you in the darkness too. Whether it's a nightmare, a diagnosis, or a fear you can't name, God is there. Verse 6. Nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. This verse echoes our modern world. Diseases, pandemics, mental health crises, invisible enemies that stalk in silence or strike when we least expect. But God says, do not fear. Why? Because He is still greater. Verse 7. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. This verse sounds dramatic, and it is, but it's also deeply real. It says, yes, the world can collapse. People may fall, situations may break, but you are not alone, and you are not unprotected. God's hand is over you, and what destroys others and will not destroy you. What we learn from Psalm 91:1-7. God's protection is not passive, and it's personal. We are not promised a life without trouble, but we are promised a place of refuge. His faithfulness is our defense. When we make God our dwelling, peace becomes our atmosphere. How to live this today. Make time daily to dwell in His presence. Don't rush prayer. Abide. Declare who God is over your life, especially when fear rises. Speak Psalm 91 aloud. Let the words fill your home, your thoughts, your atmosphere. When you feel exposed, run to His wings. You are not alone. Maybe you've felt vulnerable lately. Maybe you've seen thousands falling around you, financially, emotionally, spiritually. But Psalm 91 is for you. If you dwell in His presence, if you make Him your refuge, if you trust Him with your fear, you will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty, because He will cover you, He will guard you, He will lift you. You are not exposed. You are sheltered. You are covered. You are loved. Leave a comment below saying, "Lord, you are my refuge and fortress." Let's declare it together in faith. Like this video, if Psalm 91 brought peace to your heart, share it with someone who needs to feel God's protection today, and subscribe for more weekly messages that will strengthen your soul and remind you, you're never alone.